And welcome back to National Report. Inflation hitting a 40-year high under the Biden administration, sitting at 8.2% in September. In light of the record high inflation, the Social Security Administration announcing a nearly 9% cost of living increase for more than 65 million beneficiaries starting in 2023. Now, that's the largest one-time increase since 1981. But how does inflation impact Medicare benefits ahead of open enrollment? Let's ask Richard Chan. He's the CEO of CoverRight, a digital-first health insurance platform focused on Medicare. Richard, welcome to National Report. Thanks for being here.
Thank you for having me on the show.
So, Richard, a lot of uncertainty for many seniors. Open enrollment for Medicare starts tomorrow and goes through December 7th. Tell us about CoverRight and how you're helping people during these tough economic times and during this open enrollment season.
Yeah, so CoverRight is an online concierge experience for Medicare plan selection and enrollment. We combine technology with a dedicated licensed expert to simplify what is traditionally a very complex and confusing process into one that's simple and seamless for people looking for Medicare help. What this means is we use our technology to give an initial recommendation based on a few simple questions, and then our customers can talk to a dedicated licensed expert who helps them from beginning to end. As you mentioned, annual enrollment period is starting October 15, running to December 7th. This is the period for anyone who is currently on Medicare and wants to review their options, and it's important to do so for a few reasons. Firstly, new plan options can be available. And then secondly, if you've had any change to your health situation around doctor networks or drugs that you take throughout the year, those can change quite significantly year to year. So at CoverRight, we help people who are either unhappy with their current coverage, or simply curious and want to see what's available in the next calendar year. We've had a significant health change.
Yeah, you know, this is really important because, as you said, the Medicare process can be daunting to the point where people say, you know what, I'm not going to reevaluate what my coverage is, or I'm not going to look at what my options are during the open enrollment period. So you're trying to increase the transparency and the effectiveness of showing them what their options actually can be. I want to show you this tweet from President Biden saying, quote, Social Security recipients learned their checks are increasing an average of $140, meaning for the first time in a decade, Medicare premiums will decrease as Social Security checks increase. This helps seniors get ahead of inflation with a little extra breathing room. But Richard, you know, it may be a big increase, but we also haven't had inflation like this in 40 years. It's going to barely cover the cost of living increases due to the inflation. And healthcare costs usually jump even higher than that. So how do Medicare recipients sort of navigate finding the best way to handle the overall financial stress of a moment like this? Do you have any advice for them?
Yeah. So as you mentioned, the standard monthly premium for Medicare for this year is actually decreasing, even though overall inflation adjustment is going to increase. That's overall good news for people who are on Medicare, but it's important to take that into context because from 2021 to 2022, the increase in Medicare premium was a lot higher. Mm-hmm. So it does give seniors a little breathing room, and as you mentioned, it's obviously important to note that the adjustment is for exactly that. It covers the increases in overall overall costs that we are seeing in the economy. And so healthcare costs do generally increase faster than that. So why it's important to take this annual enrollment period seriously is because, you know, healthcare is a very personal situation. Your drug costs may change significantly year to year, and you can't take the number.
You've got to stay current with all of that stuff. Richard Chan, thank you so much for being here. And again, open enrollment period for Medicare goes through December 7th. Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
All right, and thank you, Tom.